LeBron off the court, bro. So we saw the video of LeBron walking up on Stephen A. Smith. And I know there's a bunch of lip readers out here. We don't know the exact words that were said, but it seemed like something like, yo, keep my son's name out your mouth was said. So we can't say that. And of course, there's a bunch of AI videos. I don't know if y'all saw them. I see them. They been on TikTok and Instagram where they be having LeBron talking about he asked the guy to go to mid-court and squabble. And then they got the ones where Stephen A. Smith said, like, yo, LeBron's soft, man. But what do y'all think about LeBron approaching Stephen A. Smith over Bronny and telling him basically keep Bronny's name out?
I think LeBron is just emotional. I understand that he's a father. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
He's upset with that. But he put his son in that position. His son is in the NBA. His son's in the spotlight. He's going to be talked about. So he's going to have to get over it. If he expects his son to be in the NBA and play more years and years to come, then he's going to have to get over the fact that people are going to be talking about it.
I agree.
So I just think he's just a little too emotional about it. And if I was Stephen A., honestly, that same night I would have went back on First Take and talked even more about it. So there you go.
He's not going to do that, though.
And you can take it to the next level. No, Stephen A. just signed a new $1 million contract, bro.
Right. Yeah. That's all right. I would have tested.
He does not.
I would have tested.
Stephen A. knows good and well. This is why you could tell he was contrite in his response because of the fact that he doesn't want to piss LeBron off, dog. Like he works for the worldwide leader. You know what I'm saying? That they don't want to cross LeBron. Let's just be honest. They don't want to do that. However, I don't see nothing wrong with talking about Bronny. He's an NBA player. And I've never heard Stephen A. say anything disrespectful about Bronny or anything. He was just critiquing and saying, okay, he was saying facts. You wouldn't probably be in the league if it weren't for your dad. So, I mean, look at, we're just talking about stats. And if we critique every other NBA player, why can't we critique Bronny? Like, I mean, I don't know. That it's a sports story. It's everywhere. What do you want me to say? You want me to say like, hey, I don't want to talk about him. He's, I'm sorry, it's his son, and I don't want to disrespect Bron. It's his son. No, it's about they critique every other player. They talk about and analyze everything. They have to have an opinion. You have to take a take. So if the question is, what do you think about Bronny's, his first, basketball game, you're gonna have to say if it was trash, it was trash. Like I don't understand. Like it is what it is. And Bron needs to just get over himself. Like, it's like you're kind of inviting this. Like, you have to know that bringing your son in the way you brought him into the NBA, that there were going to be some people that's going to say, like, come on, that's a little bit of privilege there. Come on now. I mean, come on.
I agree. Here's my thing, man. And this is the thing, bro. I understand as a father wanting to protect your kid. But at the same time, you got to be responsible that you put your kid in a spot that you knew this was going to happen. Whether Bronny was a great player, or average player, or a bad player, this was going to happen. People are going to critique Bronny's game. That's just the way it goes. So we all knew that. And I don't know why Bron's acting like he didn't know. That's crazy to me that Rich Paul should have known that. You know what I'm saying? And then for you to have a guy on the same team too, that's even crazier for you to have him on the same team with you. And you know this is going to happen. So I agree that basically what should have happened, what the Lakers should have done, let's go ahead and get the moment out of the way. That's the one things I'll say that JJ Redick got right this season. Get the moment out the way for them to be on the court at the same time and have the Kent Griffey, Griffey Jr. and do that for the NBA. Nobody's ever done it. Check the box and move on. But Bronny has not shown through college that he's a true NBA player. And we get that he had the heart injury and it's a blessing that he can play again. He has not shown in the G League consistently that he's an NBA player.
Well,
he
hadn't even shown that.
No, because in the G League, the guy is still Jekyll and Hyde. It ain't like he averaging 20 points a game in the G League.
He is. He been balling in the G League.
Come on,
he started out slow. He's balling now. He averaged 21 that whatever. He's balling in the G League. I'm telling you, he's doing this thing in the G League. I just have to say he is.
Hey, nobody talks about the G League like that, though. Nobody's
they talk about it.
He ain't even shown that he's a Mike Bates yet.
That's not enough to sit there and be a segment on First Take to see how well Bronny did in the G League.
First Take is going to talk about that. That's kind of ridiculous because they don't talk about the G League on First Take. No, they don't.
Right.
But at the same time, I mean, dog, yes, he's averaging 21.9 points a game right now. He's averaging 6 rebounds and 5 assists.
Yeah, he been balling.
But at the same time, I mean, you look at the level of competition. He still has not proved that he's an NBA player.
I'm
He just
saying.
now got his G League stats up. And what was critiqued at the beginning hold on. What was critiqued at the beginning? He was terrible on the NBA court at the beginning.
The
guy's 1 for 9 in the NBA. When do we talk about it? When do we talk about a player that's 1 for 9 in a positive light?
No, got you. So KP, here's a couple things right here. First of all, yeah, he started doing good in the G League. You know, I mean, he got his average up to 21 points. He started off slow. I mean, that happens with rookies a lot of times. And you're talking about the level of competition. Well, I mean, yeah, it's G League competition, which is above college and below the NBA. Then the only way you're going to have the NBA competition is to be in the NBA. But I'm not going to take that away from him. Now, the other thing that we were talking about with Stephen A. Smith, what I would have done when LeBron James came up to me, if I was Stephen A. Smith, I would have told LeBron, look, your child averages the same amount of points, rebounds, and assists in the NBA that I do sitting here talking about it. Zeros across the board. You know
Stephen Smith didn't get drafted, bro.
Yeah, but we average the same. Zeros across the board. You know, so yeah, we're going to talk about him, and it's not going to be the best. We're not going to say the best things about him because he's not doing the best. You know, we're going to talk about him just like we talk about everybody else.
I would have said, yo, man, your son has not been balling out, so you know what come with this. You've watched yourself get critiqued, and you are arguably the greatest player to ever play this game. You definitely on Mount Rushmore, and you watching yourself get critiqued harshly. You have people that consistently bring up when he failed against Dallas in the finals. To this day, or people like you that's Laker fans that bring up and say it's a bubble ring. What do you expect when your son is 1 for 9? What do you want me to say?
Yeah.
It's his job. And he had to apologize because we know Disney told him to apologize.
Right. What do you think if this really wasn't he gave Stephen A. smoke? It really wasn't a big thing. He just used Bronny, but he's pissed about that recent back and forth between Stephen A. and Shay, Uncle Shay, about who's better, Bron or Jordan. And that was just his way of sticking it to him. Without, like,
because Stephen A. shut him down, and which he did. He did shut Shannon Sharp
because they had this big argument around the Super Bowl, Jordan versus Bron. I don't know if y'all saw that, but I'm thinking maybe Bron saw that. And he in some type of way, in some type of way, he was just like, I just want to embarrass him or whatever in front of everybody.
Yeah,
I don't think it had nothing to do with it.
Well, Stephen A. said that he and Bron's relationship wasn't that great anyways because of the stance he has against LeBron. LeBron not being the number one greatest player and a whole bunch of other things, different things that he said about Bron. So their relationship is not that great anyways. And now with this Bronny stuff in here, it makes it even worse. So, I mean, and he has a big platform. So me and you saying stuff about Bronny is not going to, no. LeBron, is going to be a little bit different. He's going to say,
who are these guys? Like, I don't know that. Yeah, that's not a big deal. But this is just coming off the same, basically the same day he signed a $100 million contract. He's pretty much the face of ESPN.
He is. He's been the face of ESPN.
Yeah, right. There you go. So,
I mean, that's what happened when you work for a corporate entity. That's the difference between him and Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee is a partner. He can say whatever he want to say, and he ain't got to apologize. Stephen A. Smith is an employee. And that's not dissing him because he's a very well compensated one. And that's not a diss. But at the same time, Pat McAfee can say what he want to say. And I think, to me personally, I think it was whack for Bron to approach him like that. Because one, you try to intimidate him like you bigger than him, number one. And then you could intimidate him on the fact that I ain't going to give no more ABC interviews or ESPN interviews. He could do that.